Hey guys, I'm Miriam and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss another essay, so let's get started. Today we are going to discuss another essay, and this is a discussion essay where we're going to discuss both views and you can say it's a combination of two essays. It's a discussion essay and opinion essay. So we will be discussing two views, and in the end we'll also be giving our own opinion on the question says, in some countries, it is thought advisable that children begin formal education at 4 years old, while in others, they do not have to start school until they are 7 or 8. Discuss both views and give your opinion. First thing that we have to do is to write an introduction, and for that we have to focus on 3 points. 1. Paraphrasing, 2. Elaboration, and the last is giving your own personal stance. Here's a student sample. I'll read it to you, and I'll also point out some of the mistakes so that you can learn how to write a good introduction. So let's read it. The appropriate age for children to start schooling is still a controversial issue in many parts of the world. Many students use the word controversial in their essays, but it's not a safe word to use because many issues are not controversial. So it's better to use words like it's a debatable issue, it's a serious issue, because controversial is used for some very serious issues like vaccination, birth control, abortion, gun control, and things like that. So, I would advise you not to use the word controversial just because it's a good vocabulary word, okay? So, let's move forward. A myriad of people is of the view that children get enrolled in school when they are 4 years old, while others affirm that it is better to wait until they are 7 or 8 years old. As per my standpoint, I am fairly inclined towards the alternative approach instead of starting school at a very young age. The following descriptive evaluation of both the conviction will clarify the stance and will proffer a passable conclusion. This is a very complex introduction. Here, the student has used a lot of words, a lot of vocabulary rather, which is not topic specific. It's useless. Examiner is looking for the vocabulary that is topic specific. And your introduction should be very simple. So let's look at another introduction. The appropriate age for children to start schooling is still a debatable issue in many parts of the world. Some people believe that sending children to school at an early age is advantageous. And if you can think of ideas, you can write the ideas straight away. In this essay, I've written the ideas in the introductory paragraph. So, here the ideas were because it helps them to develop social skills and enhances their cognitive abilities. In case you cannot think of any ideas, it's better to keep your essay simple. Your introduction should be simple. It's completely okay to skip the reasons altogether. Let's continue. However, others are of the opinion that 7 to 8 years is an ideal age for students to formally start their education because at this age they are mature enough to look after themselves and grasp the theoretical concepts. Here again I have added 2 reasons which I'll be elaborating in my body paragraphs. And then we'll be adding a closing sentence for the paragraph, and this is in this essay I will discuss both views and also give my own opinion on this matter. Now this is a good introduction because it paraphrases the question, it elaborates your ideas, not elaborates but it presents your ideas, and it also tells what the essay is going to be about. Now I want you to pause the video, take a screenshot of this introduction, or to write it down on a copy. There are 2 strategies of writing an introduction. The first one is the simplest one, and for that you just have to write an opening sentence, you have to paraphrase the question, and then you have to close the paragraph. and for that you have to write a closing sentence. Second strategy is you have to write an opening sentence and then you have to paraphrase opinion 1 and give 1 or 2 reasons for it, and then you have to paraphrase the second opinion and give reasons for that, and then you have to write a closing sentence. I would suggest you to use strategy number 2 if you can think of ideas. If you cannot, then do not waste time on introduction and start your body paragraph number 1 as soon as you can. After you have written a good introduction, you should proofread it before you move ahead. And once you're done with it, you should start thinking about ideas and reasons that you can give to elaborate your ideas. Let's read what I have written. On the one hand, some people are in favor of sending children to school at an early age. This is an opening sentence. Now, I've given a reason. Because when toddlers attend preschool, they learn activities which enhance their motor sensory development. And in my introductory paragraph, I wrote that it is important for their cognitive development. So, motor sensory development is a cognitive development. This improves their mental growth, thereby making them sharper and smarter. Now I have given a sporting, I've added a sporting sentence to elaborate my idea. Moreover, when young children attend kindergarten, they learn to share, cooperate, and compete with their peers in an informal way. This is because a teaching methodology that aims at inculcating soft skills in children at a young age and prepares them for the future. Here I have given my reason number 2 and I've also elaborated it. Reason 2 was to develop social skills in children. So competing, cooperating, sharing, these are social skills. Now just to show you that how we can add ideas and elaborate them, I've also added a third reason, and you can skip it altogether, it's completely okay. Lastly, instead of leaving children with maids, it's a better option for working parents to admit them in school where they are safe and under supervision. It is because of these benefits that many people support the notion of sending children to school at an early age. Now you see I added a closing sentence, which is it is because of these benefits. Now whenever you write a closing sentence, you are giving a final touch to your paragraph, which means that you have concluded it well. You also have to conclude your paragraphs. Now you have to write your body paragraph number 2, and for that you have to again write a opening sentence, and you have to write your reasons and elaborate them. Let's read it. On the one hand, some people assert that children should start formal education at the age of 7 to 8 years. They believe that this is the right age for students, as at this stage they need guidance from well-qualified tutors who can help them build concepts. Remember in paragraph number 1, which was the introductory paragraph, I mentioned something about complex theoretical concepts. So here I'll be discussing that point and I'll explain my point here. Such parents are strong advocates of homeschooling until the age of 7. This is another way of saying that they do not want to send their children to school early, because they believe that it is a wastage of money to send children to school early, as syllabus of kindergartens is easy and can easily be taught at home. Furthermore, at the age of 7, they have already attained some maturity and their language skills have also been developed. This enables them to communicate their needs and worries to teachers and parents. Here I've elaborated my point where I said that children are mature when somewhat mature when they reach the age of 7, because they can communicate their needs and worries to the teachers, and they have communication skills, so they can talk and they can discuss things out. In other words, only when a student's issues are identified and timely addressed, he or she can excel in academics. Now in the whole essay, this is the only instance where I've given an example. For instance, a 4-year-old may not be able to tell that he cannot understand, hear or see something. Being a taught in the classroom, whereas a 7-year-old is likely to convey any issues he faces promptly because he can communicate effectively. So it's okay to give one example in your essay. At least one example should be there in your essay. So now comes the conclusion. In conclusion, both arguments have their merits. On balance, how it is more beneficial for children to go to school early, especially if both parents are working. This is because schools provide a secure learning environment and help children develop social skills. You see, I've also tried to make my conclusion comprehensive because I've given a reason. This is because schools provide a secure environment. But if you don't have time or you're exceeding the word count, it's okay to keep it simple. In the end, review your essay, read the introduction and the body paragraphs and the conclusion. Check for spelling mistakes and grammatical errors, and then submit your essay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video, and if you want more videos you can comment in the comment section below. I hope this is going to help many of you out there. Allah Hafiz.